oh no, there's a market for my thing. I know my sound is, yeah, true. But the truth is, you don't have the funding to break out. It's harder to break out a fresh new sound. On the contrary, it's something I've learned. Because people seem to feel like, oh, if you find an artist that has a different sound, it'll be easier to sell. It's a lie. It's you think it's
Explain.
okay. Let me explain.
It's good to have you here.
Same here. Nice being here.
So, the transition, I've watched you go from being a singer songwriter and
Sir,
then becoming a producer. So, when did the phase, or when did you think it was necessary for you to move to the next phase of being a record label boss?
when did I think it was necessary?
Yes. And what prompted the transition?
At the time when it dawned on me that nobody was coming to help. Yeah, when it dawned on me that nobody was coming to help, I had to do it by myself. So I figured if we stay doing this thing, then I saw a lot of talent right around me, and I felt like somebody has to take the step and the initiative to actually go ahead, right? So I felt, let's already know how to sing. Let's pause this. Let me teach myself how to produce, and maybe just maybe I can help everybody else get to where they're supposed to be. So yeah,
Um, you know, Another thing that I've realized is, the money is very, very important in, running a record label. Money is important in breaking
very
an
true.
artist
Yeah.
in the industry. So for you, what do you think is like the minimum budget a producer needs to like transition from being a music producer to like running a record label?
Hmm. The minimum budget. I would say it depends on what you're trying to do, right? And how much you know, right? Because knowledge is key, right? So you could give somebody one producer, say producer A, $10,000. Give the same budget to another producer B, $10,000, and they will still spend it differently. It might end up coming to me. You would definitely make two different results. So it's by what you know. So I wouldn't give a budget per se, but I know for a fact that it's expensive. It's really expensive because we're talking upskilling, right? Because you have to learn how to. Because being a producer is being a creative.
Yeah,
The business side is a whole different game entirely. Now
exactly.
you'd have to go learn how to do that,
Yeah.
right? And after learning, you now have to now acquire all the equipment you actually need,
Yeah.
right, for a proper studio,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
And then all of all those things are expensive. So I wouldn't say a budget per se. Because again, I've seen producers that, like I started, I just have in my room, my laptop, on small sound monitors, and we're firing down.
Okay.
So yeah, I can't give a budget per se.
So there's no particular budget that you can
I
use to
don't.
you there's no there's no figure to it.
I don't think so. I don't think there's difficulties because again, it varies, right?
Yeah.
You can be so again. Knowledge is like the most expensive thing. So if you have knowledge, right, you can literally just have your laptop, your artist, and you guys grind and cook. You just want small cubicle. Who wants to know? Right? Because the finished product is what people are listening to. Right? They don't know where it came from. They don't know where you made it. They just know, oh, this song is fire. I love this song. I like this artist. Nobody understands how we're building it.
I know that you have a girl band signed. What's the name?
Yeah, inked.
Inked.
Inked. Yeah.
Okay. What is that thing that you look out for when you want to? By the way, I've listened to them and they are very, very incredible,
Girls are fire. Yeah.
credible artists,
Yeah.
songwriters, and performers. So, but which brings me to the question: what do you look out for in an artist when you want to work with them, when you want to sign them? What do you look out for? What are those things that you look out for?
Hmm. That's tough. Because again, talent obviously has to be there. You have to see some sort of potential, right? But I feel like for me, the most important thing is hunger. The artist has to be way more hungry than I am. If the artist is not hungry, then it won't work. Because I can do everything and then you're still dragging your feet.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're more hungry than I am, then I'm pushed to actually do more than I should do. So I think it's aside the regular because you wouldn't sign someone that is not talented, obviously.
Of course.
how would you how would you even sell so first of all, aside from talent and potential, right? Just get somebody that is hungry. Because the grind has to be there. Like these girls, hungry. So I can't even sleep because If I'm not getting DMs or they created a whole group, threw me inside the group, added me without even telling me. So if I'm not getting notifications on, oh, we have this idea, I'm getting notifications on, okay, what next are we doing? So now even me, I can't sleep because I have to now keep up with the pace and then try to get everything going. So yeah, hunger is very key.
And then there's one thing that I have also noticed, especially for running an indie record label,
Yeah.
yes, which is, like I said earlier, money. And not this is not just money in breaking the artist, but money in maintaining
In
the
operations.
structures, the
Yeah.
operation. What do you think is that silent expense that kills, in the record labels, like in the first year of starting up?
I would say it's structure. You don't have proper structure, you'll crash. I don't care how much of a budget you have. I don't care who's funding you. If you don't have the proper, correct structure, you will crash in another year. It's just fact. Because again, you're putting all this money into the wrong places and you're expecting to make money out.
Hmm.
And nothing comes up, you will crash. It's just, there's not how you want to do it. So get proper structure first. Understand the business enough to even get into it.
Yeah.
So don't just say I like that there's passion and then the drive is there. Makes sense. Especially as a creative. But the business world of music is a whole different ballgame. It is not I had to learn that the hard way. It's not like, oh, I'm passionate about this thing now. It's business at the end of the day. Right? That's where you'd be surprised that you're looking at your talent, your years of experience as just product and numbers on a sheet of paper. Right? So when you see that part, you understand that being a creative doesn't work when it comes to making money. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll say for every indie record label, just get the right structure. If you can't do it yourself, because again, not every creative can be good at business. I've seen a bunch that don't even understand what they're doing, but they are very good creatively. But when it comes to business, well, they don't understand what they're doing. Just get a team around you, get structure, put people in place to understand that okay, this is business. So you can just focus more on the creative side, and then they help you handle the business side.
Yeah.
So you don't crash. Because if not, I don't care how much you get, how much they give you, how much your fund is, you will crash. There's no way around it.
Okay, which brings me to this question.
Okay.
For an artist
Yeah.
with, let's say, the resources, financial resources, or producer with the financial resources, and this person wants to start a record label, yeah?
Yeah.
What are those essential, or who are the essential people that person needs on their team just to start up
Okay.
the record label? Yes.
So on the creative side, going with the person being a producer already. Right?
Yeah.
So on the creative side, you need songwriters, you need extra hands when it even comes to production, right? Because it gets to a point where you can't be putting out beats as fast as if exception just start rushing stuff. And then, especially with me, I like that the creative process is very fluid, very smooth. You don't have to force it, right? So get extra hands on deck if you need to. You need a creative director if you're not one by yourself. Get a creative director, right? Someone that understands how to all of this vision. Because again, you have different people. You have the producer bringing out the beats. You have the artist bringing out his or her ideas, trying to merge these two perspectives into one. You need a creative director that understands. Okay, how best can I put this thing into? To get right? Then you need on business side somebody that helps you market it. So you need a manager, somebody that is on ground, has the foot on ground, knows how to get into places, right?
Yeah.
You need a business analyst, a business developer, you need an admin, right? So you need to have A&Rs as friends, a lot of them. Because again, you're trying to sell the product. You need people that understand the market enough to let you know this might not fly, you might need to tweak this. If not, you just have a bunch of nice sounding products that cannot sell. Because I know how people like to, especially artists, will tell you, oh no, there's a market for my thing. I know my sound is, yeah, true. But the truth is, you don't have the funding to break out. It's harder to break out a fresh new sound. On the contrary, it's something I've learned. Because people seem to feel like, oh, if you find an artist that has a different sound, it'll be easier to sell. It's a lie. You think it's
Explain.
okay. Let me explain. So you think it's true? Okay, something new, something fresh. Yes, something fresh, right? You need to understand that people are not used to listening to that. People tell you, oh, there's a hunger for you. True, but it's weird. They've not heard it before. It takes time for them to get used to that type of sound. So you have to build that type of sound for them to get, oh, this is not bad, not bad. Okay, I can get used to it. And then they actually eventually like the sound and then they fall in love with it. And it's a good thing if they do. But the process to get them from, what's this, to, yeah, this is
This is
fire,
good. Yeah.
it's a lot of money, a lot of expenses, right? So
From radio airplay.
exactly, PR is crazy on that thing, right? So something that they are almost familiar with, something that almost sounds natural, that sounds almost even nostalgic. That's why I see one of some of the biggest labels and biggest artists are going back to sample our old stuffs.
Yeah.
It's a business move. They're not dumb. It's obvious. They go back to sample what makes you feel. So even if you it's like
There's
I've
a
heard this
sense of
thing
familiarity.
exactly. I've heard this thing somewhere before. You don't know why you like it. Until somebody else breaks it down, this is a sample from like, I knew. So no wonder. Right. So the big labels are not stupid. They understand how the business
And
runs.
you hear a new artist sampling the Banjis Fall in Love,
Exactly.
two Babas, If This Love Is a Crime, you know.
So it's just how it works, right? So yeah, find your new sound. If you have the funding to put out an artist with a new sound, go for it. I'm all for that because actually it pays out big time.
Yeah.
Because then the artist owns that
Sound.
pocket in the market.
You know, we've seen it happen with somebody like Techno.
Yeah,
Seen it happen with Kiss Daniel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Happen in Asake.
Asake as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so it happens a lot. But again, you check out the funding behind them. If they break down, if the label breaks down how much they spent, yeah, Donjas is saying to bring out an artist, you need at least $150,000.
Yes.
That's not chicken change.
At
That's
all.
crazy money.
At all.
Exactly. Right. So better to stick with what you know already sells
Yes.
than compete in that market. Makes more sense for me. It's fair game.
You just get a piece of your cake instead of trying to
Instead of
build
trying
your
to
own
create your own
bakery.
big, yeah. If you have the money, fire down. Or am I to say fire down? Enjoy yourself. But if you don't have the money, just stick to what you know. Right. This sells. This works for a particular reason. Stick with it. Push your artist. You'll break through eventually. If you understand the business side, yeah.
So we all know that every business is created not just to offer value, yeah, but also to make profits.
Yeah.
So what do you look for? How do you decide which artist is worth the investment financially, and the financial risk that you take? How do you decide which artist is worth that financial risk?
Okay. So first off, you can't tell
Okay.
because you're not God. Right? You can only do the best
So
you
there's
can.
there's a divine.
There's always a divine. You can't take it out
The
of the
spiritual controls the physical.
fact. You can't take it out, right? So if not, then every label can vouch and say, yeah, this
Yeah,
artist is
because when you look at it, I'm sorry to cut you short.
yeah.
When you look at it, there was a time that labels could actually break an artist because they had the funding and everything. They control the airplay on TV. They control which slots,
Yeah.
primetime slots on MTV and all of that. But you find out now that everything has changed.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the fans now decide.
Okay. So why that happened is there was a very, very huge switch that people didn't pay attention to market wise. Like you said earlier on, right? Labels and the executives, the main guys, could determine who would blow because they own the slot.
Yeah.
Right? So you would have to pay for PR, you have to pay for media rounds, they can decide, you can actually have your pay, you can pay and then they'll still end up telling them not to play your stuff and they're
Yeah.
playing some other artist stuff. You can't control it. But now that digital age has come where they're streaming,
It's TikTok.
TikTok. So now the power has moved from the labels to the fans, to the
They have
audience.
the power.
They have the power now.
You can just create a challenge.
Exactly. So you can literally just be in your room, drop one random song, set up your tripod, set up your ring light, and you're playing to it and you're vibing to it, and the fans love it. Boom.
Blows up
I see
globally.
we're doing 20 billion views. Crazy money. Right? Unlike before, where you have to then print out CDs, carry your CD, you start running
Alaba.
around, you submit, and please write your name.
I used to go to radio stations on the Highland back then.
Exactly.
It's great.
And then they, because they had the power, they can do. Now what am I doing with the CD? I make a song, I want to test the market, I put it out first and see how well it does on TikTok or Instagram, and then it catches fire. I know that we'll have something, right? Fire down. So we don't necessarily need, so that singular move and changing power is what just changed the whole game.
So you just go with your gut feeling when it's time to invest in an artist or what?
No.
Okay.
I don't just, again, that's what I was saying, there's the divine factor, but first remove your mind from blue first. Let's first leave
Yeah,
that.
of course.
So
Now
don't
God
start
get
saying,
that one.
exactly, that's what I'm saying, there's the divine factor. Don't say, oh, this artist is going to blow. Leave that one. Let's focus on business. You want to make money from the artist, you want to sell the artist. It's a product.
Yeah.
Fine and good. So what I look out for, first, like I told you, is hunger, right?
Yeah.
And then there's always going to be a risk. So you have to have your risk mitigation. You have to understand, okay, this
Assessment.
Yeah, just run your assessment. Yeah, obviously, there's nobody, I don't care how good it is. Even if you had the opportunity to sign Whiskey as of now, there's still going to be a risk because you can't tell the future, right? So yeah, there's always going to be a risk. But what I like to do is listen to the artist, understand that there's something there. right? It's something that I can work with. It's potential. Something that even if I probably would tell you to you sound like somebody I know, or you sound like what's in the market, yeah, but there's your twist. You bring your own side, your own perspective. I just need to
You
listen to
know,
them.
I remember this. One of the things that made me, there's this guy, Fellamanny, of
Yeah,
course, you know him.
yeah,
So one of the things that made me fall in love with Fellamanny was the time that the first time I met Fellamanny in Unilag. My friend owns a cafeteria in Unilag,
yeah.
and he came in, was freestyling, and he sounded like Burna Boy.
Uh-huh.
And because I'm a fan of Burna Boy's music,
Yeah.
I just loved him. I just like was love at first listen.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't even know that. Now I was going to work in the capacity of his manager at the time because I'd already, stepped aside from management, and I wanted to focus on the film making part of my career. But that because I love Burna Boy's music and
Yeah.
I listen to Fellow Mania,
Mm.
it just made me like go back to management, start up my company, and start working with Fellamanny. So this is actually true. What you
Yeah,
said about
it's just how it is, right? So you would always hear something that reminds you of someone. That's how you know that you have a product, a good product in your hand. But then the person has to bring a different feel, a different appeal.
yes,
Like
yes.
you will know, okay, yes,
Like
yeah, Fela
Fellamanny
sounds like
is
Burna Boy, but you
one of
listen
the
to
finest songwriters I know.
yeah, you listen to Fela Mani, and then and in as much as you can say it sounds like Burna Boy would not sound like that.
Yes,
Exactly my point.
is uniquely different.
Exactly. But you already know there's something that reminds you that. So it means that yes, there's something here. So that's like what
I think it's the versatility.
yeah, so I just
It's
have
the
to look for yeah, I
versatility.
have to
Yeah.
look for that. If I can find that, we're good to go. It's like what happens with ink. And again, another thing, okay, yeah, ink is a perfect example. Aside from having very, very, very good, you get an artist that you know that yes, this is a dope product. There's still the thing of the market, right? Like with inks now in Nigeria now, we don't have girl groups. We used to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the direct.
Kush. But I think Kush had a male.
Yeah, they even had a new year. So there's no like proper like oh this is a girl group from Nigeria. Then it hasn't happened yet. But then if you look at the market, we need it.
Yes.
It's just something that the labels have been sleeping on that nobody's tapping into. So when I heard Inked, I was like, okay, yes, there's something in the market.
Okay, were they individual?
No, so that's the thing. So Inked
Okay.
came to me as not Inked. It came as a girl group that liked to wanted to do music, right?
Okay.
Came to me. We made a few songs, right? And the leader at that time, Justine, she didn't understand how to manage the whole thing, right? So yeah, I know the girls now.
Yeah, there's
Right?
always
It's always the power struggle and so I was able to come in and then balance out okay, this is how it is, this is how you guys do it, this is how you get. They didn't understand the business side. And so it was clashing, right?
Yeah.
And then finally you're like, okay, what's the calm down, like, can you just help us handle something? I was like, sure, fine, no problem. Because I saw that there was a market for it because we didn't have that thing at that time. Right? So and if you think I'm joking, when when they celebrated this their 14 year in the business, I think it was like
Okay.
2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, they put out a very subtle teaser or like a girl group thing. I don't know if they're trying to wrong the idea, but they put it out and you can see
Same Mavin.
yeah, same maybe, yeah. And you see under the comments, everybody like a girl group, a girl group, a girl group in Nigeria. Yes, we need. Every single comment. To show that the market has been there, they've been craving for it, but we just didn't have the supply for it.
Because we have Ajabo Hustlers, we have
Yeah.
different.
So
We
that
had Style Plus.
this is
We
the
had
thing.
Plantation
This
Boys.
is the thing. I don't really take them as a girl group. I don't take them as a group in general. What I'm saying is, if you look at the Western and the K-pop side of things, how they run the girl group thing, like a girl group, like we take a normal regular artist,
Yeah.
at least 2 years. I don't care how crazy your budget is, how much money, how much
To break through.
it takes at least
Mainstream.
2 years to even start being able to tour out of Africa. At least 2 years, right? With girl groups, it wouldn't take you up to a year. That's how crazy the market is. It will not take you up to a year.
Nice.
See, right? And you have these girls touring and collecting crazy money, right? And it's not they're not even up to be checked. Like we have Flow, we have um, Blackpink, we have all these. I had to research because I didn't even know there was a market, and I found these guys are making crazy money, which is why I brought that in, so I could tap into that market, right? But hopefully, maybe it doesn't come out, come and make it worse.
No, I trust your
Yeah.
business acumen. I trust your
Yeah.
business acumen. Trust your business. So are we getting like, oh, there's a body of work for Inked, yeah?
In the works, yeah.
In the works, okay.
But there's a single out already. There's a release out already.
Oh, okay,
Right?
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. So when are we like getting like the body of work?
For now, we're just going to be rolling out singles
Oh,
back to back, back to back, back to back to build up that you get they have
momentum.
momentum and then also the familiarity with the fans so they understand that okay. Because again, we're not your regular. It's a girl group, so it's not like we'll have like oh this is an Afrobeat artist like putting out no. So we have to just pop. It's pop infused, so pop on everything. Afro pop, R&B, and pop. So it's a mix of everything. So once I actually put it out, so that's it. I'm looking for investors. If anybody
Okay.
is open, just come in,
Or invest.
bring your money,
Definitely,
right?
definitely. So if you want to invest in the girl group, Inc is the perfect girl group to invest in. So are you aside from Inc,
Yeah.
are you looking to invest in any other are you looking to sign any other, talented artist?
Yeah, I'm always looking for the next big thing. Like Sing Studios, we have on our roster now about 4 5 artists currently, and the world is not even ready for like that one. I'm telling you for a fact. You listen to some of them.
Yes.
There's Realms, there's Rave, there's Crystal, Fire Guys.
They are like in the academy, in the Synth Studios
Exactly. Since
Academy.
the academy, there's Saucy, Crazy Fire Boys, right? Like guide is hot at this point. So yeah, I'm just silently planning, and then it would just be like a storm. You're wondering where did these guys come from. So we're cooking.
Okay.
So yeah, but I'm always open to finding a new thing. Like I found this young guy, Maverick, very small boy, like 14. Like I was walking, taking a walk in the evening, right? It wasn't too late, and then I see all these school kids just coming, right? And he was walking past with his friends, and he was singing. And he literally paused me in my track, and I said, "Come back, sing that thing again." I thought it was a Fireboy song. They sang. I'm like, "Huh? Why are you going?" She's going to his mom's shop up the street. I'm like, "Let me follow you." So I went to the mom. The mom was scared. She sells tomatoes. I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, "Mom, I want to borrow this boy. Just give me just like 30 minutes, 1 hour. I'll bring him back." She said, Joe. Then I'm like, "Yeah, if forever. Just calm down." Like, my house is literally down here. If you want to come along, don't worry. She's like, she asked, "But do you want to go?" She said, "Yes." And I see my face around. And I said, like, cool. So we went, recorded. I wanted to see how much potential was there,
Yeah.
right? And then played him a beat, and I was like, just freestyle around something. And this boy ran a whole song. I'm like, shit. Okay, there's something.
There's something here. This is
There's
like a
something
gold
there.
mine.
Exactly, right? And he's 14, just about to be done with school. So yeah, I'm always looking for the next big thing. Wherever I find it, I just know I just have the knack for finding talent. So if I can spot it, I pick it up. It's just how it is.
So this brings me to the end of this whole episode. But before I go, I'd like to. I have a thing that I do. It's the wild card segment here,
Okay.
where I get to ask you like wild card questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first one, yeah, is I'd love to know if you didn't have your own company, if you didn't have your own record label,
Yeah.
and all of that, which record label would you want to work with or work in?
In this country or outside?
Anywhere.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Let's pick one here and then one anywhere in the world.
Okay, so I would go with Mavins, ironically. Right? I'll go with
Babies.
Mavins, yeah.
Babies. Babies, you there, yeah.
So Mavins, and then outside, I will go with Universal. Yeah.
That Universal is like one of the big three.
Exactly,
So
one of the top dogs, yeah. For a reason.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you care to share the reason?
Yeah, so with Maven, it's one of the only labels I've seen that has that actual structure that can fight, that can compete globally.
No.
Yes, it's one of the few labels I've seen that can. Yeah, and they've shown it, they've proven it. You see, not one or two or three artists have actually gone global under Maven. Right, so you actually know for a fact that they still have a lot of work to do, but you can tell that they understand what you're doing. Right? With Universal, there's no need to. It's Universal. It's Universal. So if they call me now, if since students I say, yo, we'll come back. Let's go.
Niger, we still have to. So okay. The second question is if you were to sign an artist,
Yeah.
OG or youngin, to know an artist who is like popping, either an OG or youngin, or if you were to sign an OG artist, who would it be? And if you were to sign a pop or youngin, who would it be?
OG, I'll go Two Face on Knife.
Oh, nice.
Two Face on Knife because I feel like they died out way too quickly.
Two
'Cause-
Face
yeah,
or nice?
yeah. Should I tell you why?
Okay, please
Because
do.
I feel like obviously they are legends in the game,
Yeah,
but I feel like they still had more to deliver and to give.
yeah, to give.
But
Yeah.
that transitioning, they couldn't really make that switch from their era into our era, and that's what made that's what paused the whole thing for them. So I feel like if I could get them again, I could do something. I'd have done it differently. They were signing on me, I would have really done it differently. They would have easily
Transition to
transitioned into
this.
this our new school type thing, right? Because and if I was going to go new school, I would say Asake or Bloody Civilian.
No, Bloody.
Yeah,
And Bloody Civilian is a very, very talented young woman.
crazy.
She produces.
Yeah,
She's a fantastic
she
songwriter
writes, she
as well. Yeah.
produces, she sings, she raps.
Oh
That
wow.
was one fun thing
I've
with Bloody
not heard the
Civilian.
rap side of her.
Yeah,
Maybe I need to listen to her
she's
more.
crazy. She's a crazy creative. She's an actual creative. So it's one of those style of artists that you enjoy the whole working process, right? Because
She has a
you're
she
speaking
has
ideas, she's
to
spitting back
into
exactly.
the
So yeah,
whole process.
yeah, and I don't think they actually maybe because she's still being indie, which is a good thing if you ask me. But I don't think she's actually hit a prime yet. So yeah, but signing new person will be Bloody or Asake. Asake is crazy. Asake is literally Mr. Money. That guy is commercial as F.
As a
Pardon my
call.
French. Yeah.
It's as commercial as it comes.
It's just crazy. Because I've not seen anybody aside Wiz. Even Wiz doesn't do it like him. He still has to call because Wiz has to still finesse the Afro part of it a bit, right?
To appeal
To appeal to
to
the
the
Western
global,
market
yeah.
and the global market.
Yeah, but
Asake
Asake
doesn't.
came in
It just has to. This is it. This is it. You have no
with the
buying.
Yoruba vibe.
Exactly. You're not buying. Get out. This is it. Yes. That's just how it works. So for him to have done it in a way
And
that
I think that is the selling point.
that's the selling point.
That's why when I watch his interviews where he speaks Yoruba, I'm always glad. My heart's glad is it's filled with joy because this is somebody who is selling the whole ethnicity, putting it on a global scale, right?
Exactly.
With good music.
So that's it. So quality production, crazy songwriting, global appeal, but still with the African Nigerian elements. That's the perfect combo. So yeah, Ashake too. I've signed Ashake.
Thank you very much, my brother. It was nice having this
Anytime.
conversation with you.
Anytime.
Now, this brings me to the end of this episode. Special thanks to our partners, Zali Music Limited and Noad Studios, for making this episode possible. My name is Omokende. See you next episode. Thank you.